Gonna kick your shoes off, eh, Denise? Run around barefoot. See, y'all be sticking them feet in my chat. I told y'all about that shit. Told y'all, keep your feet out of my chat. Keep your feet out of my chat. Yep. We have a PS4 in the background today, so that will be the highlight behind us. So they are still on verdict watch. Believe it or not, they are about 18 hours in, I think it was. Yeah, it's been a wild ride today. Keeping your feet inside the street. Hey, Andy girl, how are you? We got Lois and Denise. Anyway, so yeah, it's been a long day. I've been up. They've asked one more question. I did write that question down. Actually, I put it in Discord. Let me go find out what it was. The question was, they did ask a question. They asked the question. Scroll. They said, pertaining to the protection order of Isaiah, does it apply to his person, the places, or his properties? So, and the judge said, revert back to your previous instruction. So there we are with that. Hey, Sherry, how are you? I don't think we've seen you since you had a birthday. Or I don't think I've seen you since you had a birthday. By the way, late happy birthday. I mean, you've been in and out, but I may have missed it. Anyway, so we're going to start off with crazy news first because I know y'all know who Gary Busey is. This man, let's see. Let's see here. Gary Busey. He is being charged with some SMEX crimes, guys. So we're going to start off with a little crazy first, just because we all need a little bit of crazy in our life. But he is off the rails with this. I'm not sure. I don't like this version of it. Let me go over. I have it open in another tab where it's actually paused. I think this is it. Yeah, this was the one. This one and man, I just don't even know what to say. So this and we're gonna have to watch it in parts because it's in the middle of their stream. So yeah, in the middle of their stream for today is where they pop this up. But Gary Busey, I mean, he's 81, guys.
For TV Live, I'm Ashley Wilcott. Thank you so much for being with us. Now let's turn to New Jersey, where actor Gary Busey is back in court today. He is accused of inappropriately touching 3 women during the annual Monster Mania convention. The women claim he touched them during photo shoots. Busey does deny those allegations. There he is. There's a picture of him. We want to go back into court now for the very start of that hearing.
And how many counts was in that indictment, Mr.
It was a 5-count indictment, Your Honor.
So he's pleading guilty to count 1. So the remaining counts 2 through 5 are being dismissed, right?
Those will be dismissed at sentencing, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So it's a term of probation, fines, no contact with, what are the initials for that person in count 1?
Your Honor, the victim, hold on one second, Judge. The anticipated conditions are really that the defendant have no contact with any of the victims.
If any of the named.
Correct, Your Honor. Any of the named victims in the indictment. If Your Honor wants, I can put the initials on the record.
Can you do that, please?
Sure.
I think that would be better.
Yes, Judge. Count 1, victim being AD.
Okay.
Count 2 is JE. Count 3 is MH. Count 4 is BB. And count 5, victim's initials are MS. The defendant would agree to have no contact with any of those named victims as part of the plea agreement.
Okay. Counsel, those terms as stated, Mr. Zill. Woman. Is that correct?
Judge, we agree to the no
I'm muted.
contact, but I disagree
I'm
with
sorry. I said it was a flash
most
scare.
respectfully for
Just for Denise.
identifying the individuals in counts 2 through 5 as victims, since those cases are being dismissed. But it just
The reason I had to mute, y'all know I usually don't mute, but I didn't know if the game sound is it loud? I mean, I'm sure you can hear the poop, 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 poop. He's playing Call of Duty or something, I think. So yeah, that's why I had it muted, because I didn't know if it was too loud.
a technical matter. I don't think they remain victims if they're being dismissed.
Well, that's not unusual when there's resolutions and there's more than one named in an indictment.
So supposedly it happened during a photo
shoot. The state is
shoot.
asking for the terms to be conditions, and I can't control the conditions, that there's no contact with anyone named in any counts. So what do you want to do with that?
We agree to that, Judge. I just don't want the record to reveal that he's pled guilty to anything other than count 1.
It's not going to. Why would it
No,
do that?
Ava,
Why would it?
nothing
It
yet,
wouldn't.
love.
Because the term victim is still being used for counts 2 through 5. No, not a problem, Judge.
Now, Mr. Busey, we're in a courtroom. Although we are Zoom, you can't eat or drink in my courtroom. Although we are on Zoom, you're before a judge, and when you're before a judge, you act accordingly. No eating and no drinking in my presence. You understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
This is
Now,
hilarious.
Mr. Zwillman, those terms are stated by the prosecutor. It sounds like you are reserving your right to make what's called the Warren argument regarding the probationary agreement that's going to be entered. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Now, the other terms as stated by the prosecutor, are they correct regarding this colloquy, this guilty plea?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, stop. Y'all think about it. How many times has this man been in front of a judge in his life? He's 81 years old. How many times has Gary Busey been in front of a judge? You'd think by now he'd know he can't do that in a courtroom, let alone on Zoom in front of a judge.
Okay, Mr. Busey, please state your name and raise your right hand.
He brushed his
for me.
hair, though, didn't he? Y'all see him? He just brushed his hair.
State your name.
State your name, sir.
My name is William Gary Busey, B-U-S-E-Y.
Okay, do you, sir, swear or affirm any testimony you give the court shall be the truth?
What? I'm sorry?
What?
Do you swear or affirm that any testimony you give the court shall be the truth?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I confirm that.
Okay. Now, it is my understanding you wish to plead guilty to a 4th-degree sexual contact, criminal sexual contact. Is that correct?
Am I pleading guilty?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
I am?
No.
Okay. I am.
No, that's not how it works. Listen to me, Mr.
Yo.
Busey.
Huh?
Did you talk to your attorney
He's
about
off the
how you
rails.
want to handle your case today?
Yes.
But I don't want you to say yes, and I don't want anyone to tell you what to say. You need to say it on your own, sir.
71.
Okay.
Or
now,
81.
do you
81, I'm
wear
sorry.
Some type of hearing assistance,
Yes.
Mr. Busey? Okay, do you have it on now? Okay, do you have it up loud enough so you can hear? Are you
I have it up as loud as it'll go.
Okay. Now,
Okay, guys, that's
this
fine.
is my question. Do you wish to plead guilty to a criminal sexual contact today?
Yeah.
Now, I wonder if there's something else that we could do that allow Mr. Busey to hear a little better. Are you having a hard time hearing altogether, Mr. Busey? Are you hearing me some?
Yes, I have hearing aids and they are working, but they only go so high.
I understand. And are you still having some trouble hearing me,
No,
even with your hearing aid on?
no, I don't. I hear you fine.
Okay. So my question is again is, do you wish to plead guilty to a 4th-degree charge of criminal sexual contact? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, before you decided to plead guilty to that charge, did you review that charge with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you have a chance to read the police reports with your attorney?
Yes.
Has your attorney answered all questions that you've had?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with the advice he has given you?
Yes.
Have you had enough time to meet with your attorney?
Yes.
Now, this is my understanding of the plea agreement. It is my understanding you will be pleading guilty to count 1 of the indictment. Count 1 charges you with 4th degree criminal sexual contact. On your sentence date, the state is recommending I sentence you to a term of probation. Could you hear all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do
Yes,
you
Judge.
understand? Okay, you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, now probation will be anywhere between 1 to 5 years. The length of probation and condition of probation will be set by me in my discretion. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Your fines will be
Well, we had understood this would be a pretrial hearing. It's now turning into a guilty plea. I'll tell you, I think that the judge may have almost called it off when Gary Busey initially said no, and then talked to somebody and said, yes, he's entering a guilty plea. We're going to pause it there, and we'll get you back inside the Zoom courtroom when we come back here on Court TV.
All right, let's get you inside that break.
It's 5.
Okay. It is sad, you know, it's very sad because, you know, I know dealing with elderly people, they do have problems with memory and stuff like that. So, you know, it's possible with all that, you know, I don't know his
agreed to plead
I don't know his, you know, his status and everything like that, you know, as far as his health wise, but you know, he is elderly, he's 81. He obviously has hearing problems. He wears hearing aids. It can be difficult. And especially an elderly person, I can't imagine my mother-in-law, she's 86, I think, her trying to sit in front of a computer and do Zoom for something, for anything. She would be completely lost. So although he is an actor and's been in front of the TV and should be able to handle that kind of stuff, it's just, I do have a little bit of a soft spot, you know, that it's a little troubling.
Guilty to 1 4th degree criminal sexual contact count. Let's go back in and see what else happens. We paused it where we left off.
$75 safe neighborhood, $33 court costs. You can have no contact with anybody named in those police reports. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now, your attorney is going to make an argument to ask the court to give you fines only. That's an argument that's an argument that he has a right to make. And it'll be my decision if I grant that argument. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do. Thank you.
Now, all of the other counts in that indictment, it was 5 counts you were charged with in that complaint. It's 5 counts. You're pleading guilty to the 1 count and all the rest are being dismissed. Is that your understanding of the plea agreement?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Judge.
Okay, now by pleading guilty to that charge, you have to tell me the facts to make you guilty of that charge. Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, he's going to do that?
Also, by pleading guilty, you waive certain.
Yeah, I haven't watched this. I honestly haven't watched this. So this is I have no clue what he's going to say. Maybe I should watch these before. I don't know. You're going to get a live reaction as always. And another thing, we are now 18 hours in on the Washington versus Ali and still no verdict at 18 hours in. So you wouldn't think, Ava, you wouldn't think he'd say yes to pleading guilty? Yeah. So I don't know. We'll just see what happens. I haven't watched it, so this is all new. We're just rolling with the punches. We're on verdict watch. We can do that, right?
Rights, which includes the following. By pleading guilty, you waive the presumption of innocence and a right to a jury trial. Could you hear that?
Can you see the little things out the side? The third victim came forward the next day, also alleges Busey grabbed her buttocks. So, and it was during a photo op, they said.
Yes.
Also, by pleading guilty, you waive the right to have the state to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Judge.
Also, by pleading guilty, You waive the right to confront and cross-examine witnesses. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Judge. Sorry.
That's okay. It's fine, sir. Also, by pleading guilty,
He's
you
trying to
waive
be
your right to present
respectful.
any witnesses on your behalf. Do you understand?
Yes.
And you also waive your right to present a defense. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing all of that, do you want to continue with your plea of guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you fully satisfied with the legal advice and services of your attorney?
Yes. Yes, very
Are-
much.
Okay. Are you pleading guilty voluntarily on your own free will?
Yes, voluntarily.
Has anyone threatened you or forced you to plead guilty?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am. No, Judge. Sorry.
Okay, that's all right. And all of these questions are being asked to make sure the record protects you, Mr. Busey. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Now, are you, sir, under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or any medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening today?
No, ma'am. Not at all.
Do you take any type of prescription medication?
No.
Are you satisfied with the investigation your attorney has conducted on your behalf?
Yes, yes, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. And are you pleading guilty today because you're guilty of a 4-3 criminal sexual contact charge? Is that why you're pleading guilty? Are you guilty
Yes,
of
ma'am.
it?
Yes, yes. Affirmative.
Now, did your attorney review with you a 6-page plea form in this matter?
Yes.
Did he read each question to you on all 6 pages?
What?
Did he read that plea form to you, all 6 pages?
No, I read it myself, but he sent it to me.
Okay, but did your attorney review it with you? Besides you reading it, did
Yes,
he review
yes.
it with
Oh,
you?
yes.
Okay. Now, did you provide him an answer to each of those questions on that plea form?
Yes, yes.
If I was to take that same plea form and read each question to you, would all of your answers be the
Right.
same that you gave your attorney?
Yes.
After your attorney reviewed that document,
She is
with
saying
you,
it funny,
did you
Indy,
write
isn't
your
she?
own initials at the bottom of all 6 pages?
Yes, ma'am. And I wrote my full name signature at the end of the 6th page.
Okay, thank you. And that was my next question. Did you sign it? And you did sign that document, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, are you currently on any type of probation or parole?
No, not at all.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, ma'am. For 81 years, I've been a citizen of the United
Look at that, Mr. Loud and Proud. I love it. I mean, you know,
States. Proud of it.
Okay. And can you
That
read and
smile.
understand the English language?
So far, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
this
Tell
is a
me how far
comedian
you
in
went
it.
to school, sir.
I mean,
What is
you
your
know,
education?
here I am laughing and stuff, and it really sucks because he did bad things, and he is pleading guilty, and I mean, it's just, I don't know when this occurred. I have no clue how long ago this photo shoot was that this incident is from, and the fact that he's pleading guilty, I mean, like Hannah says, at least he's pleading guilty. Yes, and Ava's right too. He's being respectful to the judge. Sherry's on it. He's owning it. I mean, he's saying, yes, I did it. I will face the consequences, whatever they may be. So, and I'm not sure what the consequences are. I have another little thing, but I was watching this earlier. I pulled up another thing, but I haven't watched it. So,
All the way through college, senior year at Oklahoma State University in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Okay. Now, in reference to questions, do you have any questions for me, sir, right now?
No.
Okay. Let's do a factual basis, counsel.
What was that?
Your
Okay,
attorney's going to
Mr.
your
Busey,
attorney's.
I'm going to
Hold
direct.
on for a moment, Mrs. Willman. Your attorney's going to ask you some questions for a factual basis for the charge you're
no,
pleading
ma'am,
guilty
we're
to,
18
okay?
hours in.
Yes,
No
I'm
verdict
ready.
yet.
Okay.
Still with us, criminal defense attorney Ryan Brown.
No verdict yet, and we're 18 hours in. And right here, I think is where she goes over. Back over here.
Inappropriately touched a woman at a convention. Let's
You're
go back
welcome, hon.
in for more of
You
the
know,
hearing.
I was I'm going to pause that right there because I'm going to pop up Ava's. Ava says, I wonder if you might have some form of dementia. You know, that was a concern too, you know, as they get older. I mean, and that makes it really hard with court proceedings when that kind of stuff happens. And the fact that there's somebody else in the room with him, and, you know, they were making comments on the backside, the stuff that the Ashley Wilcott and then we're talking about was the fact that there's possibly somebody in the room with him, and how, you know, the judge is letting that slide, and we have to be okay with that. But if he was in court, in a courtroom, in a courthouse, you know, then that would be under control. So, you know, but he may need somebody there to assist me. On this one, the Ali, yeah. How long they've been deliberating. Yeah. I mean, they're in, let me check it real quick. Real quick. Yeah, still on verdict watch. Let me hit live and see where they're at. 18 hours and 10 minutes. So with no verdict still. So they're still in the background on that. All right, back to Gary Busey.
Mr. Busey, I'm going to direct your attention to the date of August 13th, 2022. Okay?
Yeah?
All right. Were you in Cherry Hill, New Jersey?
Oh, Chinese food
On that
sounds
date?
good.
Yes. Affirmative, yes.
And were you attending something that's been identified as a
Okay, I have to rewind that because I didn't hear when they said this happened. Because this is the monster show or whatever they're talking about.
on that date?
What
In
date? Come back up.
August 13th, 2022.
22.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Mr. Busey. Y'all stop. That was in 22. That was 3 years ago. 3 years ago, this man was 78 years old. Y'all stop. You nasty old man. Hold up. I got to change my opinion, guys.
Yeah?
All right. Were you in Cherry Hill, New Jersey on that date?
Oh, this is today's here.
Affirmative, yes.
And were you attending something that's been identified
I was
as
thinking,
a Monster Mania convention or function?
I mean, they're talking, I mean, I was thinking this was going to be something back from, 2005 or something like that, way long ago. Not, oh my God, no.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes.
Was there a photo shoot set up where fans of William Gary Busey, could have a photograph taken with you?
Yes. Yes.
And during that session, you agree, do you not? You do agree that you inappropriately touched the buttocks of an adult female over her clothing. Is that correct?
Yes.
Oh,
And
no. I
you
did.
understand now, and you knew then that was not appropriate. It was wrong, correct?
Yes, very much so. Immediately. Yes.
And you want Judge Blue to accept your acknowledgement of this particular incident. Is that right?
Yes, sir. It is the truth.
I have nothing else, Judge.
Is this satisfactory to the state?
Just that we identified the female victim by the initials AD. Would it be fair to say that you later learned that victim had those initials?
Mr. Busey, the victim is
Busey.
identified with the initials of AD that you said you touched the buttocks of. Do you agree with that, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Keith, I don't have the indictment in front of me. There's no gratification or anything. This is a touching, right?
Well,
I'm looking
Your
at the
Honor,
indictment.
I think that is under the statute part of the purpose of the touching. So counsel could address that specifically. That would
Right.
be helpful as well.
I didn't
Mrs.
hear
Willman,
that
you need to
question.
fill. Mrs. Willman, you need to fill in the record more as to what his purpose was when he touched her buttocks. That's what I thought. I don't have the indictment in front of me, but there's something missing from the factual.
All right, I just wanted to indicate also, Judge, that the actual victim's name is in the indictment. We're not using that for this purpose today.
No, we use the initials. That's what we use, the
correct.
initials.
Mr. Busey, I just want to ask you that you understand that it's only a violation of the law that you could plead guilty to if you intended to gratify yourself by committing that act. I've told you that, correct?
Correct what?
By the touching of the buttocks was done for your gratification.
No, I was looking, my eyes were on the camera lens.
Y'all,
I
I'm
moved my
embarrassed.
hands up and grazed her buttocks without thinking and without looking.
That's not a factual basis. That's not a guilty plea.
What?
Mr. Busey, I've advised you, and we agreed earlier that in order to plead guilty, you have to truthfully acknowledge.
As always, anybody ever wants a link, you just ask. You're always more than welcome to come up. You got comments, you got ideas and feelings. Yeah. All you got to do is ask. I'll be more than happy to drop a link. Anybody got comments? I know. I do too, Denise. I want to know more. I want to know. Look, Denise is like, yeah. Denise says, I'm coming up. Fuck this. You ready? Hey,
Yeah.
girl. Hey.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm at work. Like,
Okay.
I'm
Well, listen.
in the office. Okay, so I got feelings. This man,
Go for it.
78 years old when this happened, right?
Yes.
It was a photo op with a fan, right?
Say that again.
A photo op with a fan.
That's what I'm understanding. It was a photo op at the Monster Show, which is for the monster
Right.
community. Yes.
Right.
And
So if it was an inadvertent touch,
right.
this is a fan who is getting her rocks off by pressing charges against a star, a celebrity.
You might be on a point there. You might be, Denise, because she gets to touch somebody famous, and oh my God, he touched my buttocks, and hey, Crystal, and that was excitement for her, and here he's going to pay the price for it. I mean, he's admitting to it, but he's trying to explain, my eyes were on the camera. It was an inadvertent slip. And the judge is like, no, you're not saying you're guilty. You had to do this for your pleasure in order for the guilty. So this is quite interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So there's that.
All right. Anytime, girl. Anytime. Okay, you're popping down. Bye.
Yep.
We're going to hit
Bye.
play. Bye. As always, I always have it open. Anybody ever want to come up, ask. I'll always drop a link. And welcome in, Crystal. It's good to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Okay.
I truthfully,
I'm gonna back it up just a little bit because this is
camera lens.
okay.
The touching of the buttocks was done for your gratification.
No, I was looking, my eyes were on the camera lens. I moved my hands up and grazed her buttocks without thinking and without looking.
That's not a factual basis. That's not a guilty plea.
What?
Mr. Busey, I've advised you, and we agreed earlier that in order to plead guilty, you have to truthfully acknowledge
I truthfully acknowledge
that you did
happened.
this for
The
your
judge is not
own-
happy. You see the judge? The judge is not happy. You see her come off that chair and spin?
knowledge
I truthfully acknowledge
that you did
happened.
this for your own gratification as opposed to
Judge
any
is not
request
happy.
by AD. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
So this was not an accidental touching. You purposely touched her. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, you did it for your own self-gratification. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions from the state?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Busey, do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're going to have a criminal record?
Yes.
Do you also understand you have to submit a DNA sample?
What?
A
What?
DNA sample. Whenever you're arrested, you have to give a DNA sample, which is a swabbing of your mouth. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. On the charge of fourth-degree criminal sexual contact, how do you plead? Not guilty. What is this, sir?
Guilty.
Okay, sir, I find based on your statements under oath, I find your guilty plea is known and voluntary. It's a factual basis for your guilty plea. Your guilty plea is accepted. Your sentencing, counsel, you're asking that he does it, that he could do a sentencing by Zoom, correct?
Yes, please, Judge.
Okay, your sentencing
Y'all
will
don't
be
want the Zoom,
October
guys.
3rd by Zoom.
Judge,
I do too.
June?
October 3rd.
No, October 3rd. One moment.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. 5-3.
Judge,
10-3.
I'll have to discuss it with my client. I do have a very serious surgery scheduled for September 22nd.
I can do it before then. I can do it before that. I can sentence him. I can definitely do it before that.
Okay.
I will make it September. You want to do it? Let's do it on an off day. We could do September the 18th on a Thursday instead of my big Friday sentence day, okay?
Let me
Yes.
just check, Judge. Thanks.
You get that?
Yep. I'll tell you your date in one moment, sir. Joey, you called for someone to do his interview?
What?
No,
Yes, sir.
not you, sir. One moment, Mr. Busey.
Judge, what time would that be?
We can do it at 9 o'clock on September the 18th. I said that's on a Thursday.
I have another, I don't know, I don't want to mess up the court schedule. I have something at 9. It's a lower court, but it's an old DWI case. Can we do this later in the morning?
Why do I have to wait for a lower court? I don't understand.
You don't.
Oh, why don't we do this,
As
counsel?
a matter of fact, I have no problem saying that Judge Blue told me I got to be there at 9.
Yes.
What court would you have to be in on the 18th?
That would be Parsippany Troy Hills, but
Okay,
it's
why
easy-
don't we do, I can do it this, because I'm doing a sentence on September the 11th. How about the 25th? Are you available on the, well, that's close to your surgery. How about the 23rd? That's on a Tuesday, September the 23rd.
Oh, I'll be in the hospital.
That's the day after.
That's the week you go in.
Yeah, but
Because this sentence is fast.
Judge,
I know
Like,
she
nine.
was.
And it's
She
going to
was
be by
not having
Zoom,
that.
so you can be wherever you are. It's going to be by
Wasn't
Zoom,
having that
right?
lower court stuff.
Well, then we can do. I'll work it out with the lower court, who will, I'm sure, be subservient and acknowledge Your Honor's position. So
They may not, but you'll
Well, then,
have,
you know
you'll
what?
have, you'll have.
that's
a
their
notice from this
problem, right,
court.
Judge?
Right, that's
their
right, because you'll
problem.
have to come. You can't be in two places at one time.
No, and I'd
This
rather be with
sentence-
Mr. Busey here. So
Yeah.
if I had
And
a
this
preference,
sentence will be really fast. It takes, 15 minutes to do a sentence, so it won't be long. Okay, Mr.
what date
Booth,
is that, Judge?
September the 18th.
At
That's on a
9
Thursday.
a.m.
Write it down,
attention.
Mr. Boosie, September the 18th at 9 o'clock a.m.
Write it down, Mr.
9:18,
Busey.
9 o'clock.
Yeah, and it's gonna be where you are. You're gonna be able to come by Zoom the way you're doing it now, okay, for your sentence.
Yes, ma'am. Affirmative.
Now, I did make my record. I do find, as I said, that you've not only voluntarily entered your guilty plea is accepted, and that will be your sentence date of September 18th at 9 o'clock. The next step today, Mr. Busey, is someone is going to come on the screen, a probation officer. They need to do what's called an interview with you to prepare a pre-sentence report. So you need to stay on the screen until we tell you that you can step off, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Affirmative.
All right.
Judge, I'd
All
like
right.
to stay with him on that.
Absolutely. Okay, you're gonna go in the breakout room when that probation officer come on. Do we know who's doing it, Joey?
I don't yet. I'm going to reach out and make sure right now.
Because I need to rest my back.
Wait.
You need to step away for a moment. You can, Mr. Busey, but just come back
Busey
on, okay?
needs to step
Thank
away.
you very much.
You're welcome.
Need to stretch my back, right, Lois? That was funny.
Judge, is your trial over?
No. Will Mr. Brennan and Mr. Stas. Who was asking about the trial? I'm sorry, who was that?
I asked, Mr. Swin.
Oh, no, it is. They came back with a verdict today, so it's over. Yes.
I don't know what they're talking about. But I wanted to go over here. We're going to back up because there's still...
Jury deliberations are back underway in the attempted honor.
This was earlier today. They kind of talked about what was going on and their thoughts. And I found it quite interesting what they had to say. So I wanted to go back over that. And then, no verdict, Hannah. They just stopped the clock. They just stopped the clock. 18 hours, 24 minutes, and 47 seconds. We're going to watch this for a minute while I figure out what they're doing. There may be a verdict. There might be something. Let's watch this.
This was a violent attack that the prosecution says is at the center of this case. Parents, Ihsan and Zahra Ali, they're both charged with second-degree attempted murder, and the prosecution says it all erupted after they discovered that their teenage daughter, Fatima, had run away in an attempt to avoid a trip that they had planned to Iraq.
Court TV legal correspondent Kelly Craft is joining us now with the very latest. It's been a couple days, and this jury hasn't had too much to say.
This is quite interesting.
They really haven't. And, you just have that video up. When you take a look at that video, one of the things defense counsel focused on in that video is that the boyfriend, Isaiah, ended up punching the father first. And you can see that in the video. That's what he talked about during his closing argument. So you wonder if the jurors are talking about that. But good morning to all of you. It is day 3 of deliberations, and jurors have now deliberated the fate of these married defendants for more than 14 hours. On Wednesday, jurors had deliberated for more than 8 hours before they presented a question to the court. That question was read by the judge in front of the parties. Let's go ahead and listen to that.
Legal authority wasn't defined for count 3, instruction 34. What is the definition of legal authority?
This was the first question.
By the presiding juror. My proposed answer is please refer to and reread the jury instructions. Ms. Stone, any objection to that response?
No objection, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Katie?
We might, Lois.
Mr. Leary? I
There,
believe that this
I'm
is
watching.
the answer that Mr. Leary told the jury that they might receive if they had a question.
So that's really the only movement we have seen inside that courtroom in Washington state in regard to that one question, legal authority. And it has to make you wonder, Ted and Julia, so are they looking at this as more an excuse, a justification? Did Dad have a justification for what he was doing? I mean, I'm not inside that jury deliberation room, but you just have to wonder with that question if that's where they're.
This was 4 hours ago.
Yeah, they didn't give us a lot of information with that question. Sometimes we get a really clear sense of where they are in their deliberations from the note. That one, not so much. Now, we've got 2 defendants here. This case was not severed. This is the same case, same jury dealing with both defendants, but they had their own counsel and different theories of this case. Do you think we could see something split among this jury in terms of the verdict when we got these two different cases, essentially? Julia, that's really a great question and something to think about, because here you had Fatima, who took the stand, and she talked about her mother and was indicating that her mother was not trying to kill her. Her mother was basically trying to help her. And so you could really see a verdict come back on her for not guilty. The dad, however, when Fatima was on the stand and talking about
the clock stopped, Ava. We're going to watch this just for a minute, and I'm waiting to see what they're going to do when they come back. But the clock stopped for verdict. So I don't know if it's actual verdict or if it's another question.
She indicated to the jury that she felt like she was going to die and that her father was choking her.
Yeah, big difference there. And I mean, anyone who's watched this case along with us, there's a little pause. I mean, the mom really attempted murder. It might be too much for the jury to take, and we'll see. Split verdict happens all the time. Kelly Craft, thank you. Let's bring in the guest for the hour. He's in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Okay, that was one
attorney
question.
David Gilman. David, what's your take on 13 hours plus? No, we're not 14 hours now plus for this jury.
And I believe this is the other question. I do too, Ava.
To be live along with Julia Janae and Ted Rollins right now. We are heading to Washington because it's day 3 of deliberations in the case against the Alis, and they have a question. This is their second question. Let's head to the courtroom. The judge on the bench.
We are present on cases 24-1-130234 and 24-1-132534, State versus Ali. Ms. Stone and Ms. Zoe are present on behalf of the state. Mr. Kading is present representing Mr. Ali, who is present. Mr. Leary is present representing Mrs. Ali, who is present. We have a question from the jury. As it applies to instruction number 46, element 2, does the violation of a temporary protection against a person or property therein? My proposed answer, please refer to and reread the jury instructions. Ms. Stone?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, so that's what she proposed. Y'all are not going to believe this shit. Y'all are not going to believe this shit. I'm going to share this tab, and I'm going to back it up so y'all can see what this stupid thing says. Y'all see this thing down here? Right here. Court insider. Jury going out for a walk. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Jury needed a stretch break. That's why they stopped the clock. So, yeah. When I seen this pop up on that screen, I was like, oh, no, they didn't. They paused the clock. I get all excited. I make this, oh, they paused the clock. Yeah. And jury insider, court insider, jury going out for a walk, ... Okay. Court TV is a tease.
Cameras captured part of the deadly.
So I will keep that playing in my background and keep listening in for them. But in the meantime, I found a few honor killings type things on video. I don't even know the right words to say because I don't want to say the wrong things. This is only 15 minutes. Her name is Tiba Al-Ali. I have not watched it in full. And I only do that because I want my real, true, raw reaction. I will watch bits and pieces of some of these and get an idea. I do it a lot with my late night streams when I do body cam videos and stuff, which I haven't done in a while. But yeah, so I figured while we're on the subject of honor killings and doing all this stuff, we just take a look at some other incidents and take a peek into their lives. So,
her best life. That's how Tiba al-Ali appeared in her popular YouTube videos. To her thousands of followers, Tiba radiated joy, beauty, and courage, an inspiration for young women seeking independence. But behind the smiling face on the screen lurked a dark family secret.
so all I know is it just says Iraqi YouTuber killed in honor killing. That's all I read, and I listened to that first 20-30 seconds and said, okay, let's listen. Let's find out. So that's where I am with this.
In January 2023, 22-year-old Tiba returned to her homeland of Iraq for what should have been a family reunion. Instead, it became a death sentence. This is the story of how a father's desire to protect his honor led to the murder of his own daughter, and how one young woman's death ignited a firestorm of controversy in a nation grappling with the deadly consequences of tradition.
These protesters in the Iraqi capital are demanding justice for the killing of a young Iraqi YouTube star, Tiba al-Ali. She was strangled by her father in the southern city of Diwania on Tuesday. The attack is being described as a so-called honor killing.
Tiba al-Ali was born in Iraq in 2000 during a period of international sanctions and political instability. She grew up in a conservative family in the southern province of Diwania. In this region, known for its agricultural lands and deeply rooted traditions, Tiba's childhood unfolded against a backdrop of a nation struggling to rebuild. As she entered her teenage years, Iraq was a country in transition, grappling with the aftermath of war and the influx of Western influences through expanding internet access and social media. For young Iraqis like Tiba, this created a complex world where traditional values often clashed with the allure of modern global youth culture.
Most of these students were toddlers when U.S. soldiers stormed into Iraq in 2003. Despite the armed checkpoints and blast walls outside the campus, the students say life in Baghdad is like any other city. They go to restaurants, cafes, malls, enjoy friends, and spend a lot of time on their cell phones.
Even if there is a war, we can live a normal life. Like we go out, we have fun. We make love stories. Even if there is a war, there is love. Just trying to have fun, forget about wars or so.
In 2017, at the tender age of 17, Tiba embarked on a trip to Turkey with her family, a journey that would forever alter her path. Captivated by the vibrant allure of Istanbul and the tantalizing promise of freedom, Tiba made the audacious decision to stay behind when her family returned to Iraq. This choice marked the beginning of her journey towards independence and self-expression, but also set the stage for the tragic events that...
Look at that girl. She is so beautiful. Beautiful girl.
...would unfold 6 years later. In Turkey, Tiba built a new life for herself. She embraced the cosmopolitan atmosphere of Istanbul, a city straddling 2 continents and embodying a unique blend of tradition and modernity. Far from the constraints of her upbringing, Tiba blossomed, exploring her interests and connecting with a community of fellow Iraqi expats. It was here that Tiba discovered YouTube as a platform to share her experiences and connect with others. By 2023, Tiba had amassed over 30,000 subscribers on her YouTube channel. Her content often featured her daily life, her thoughts on cultural differences, and her experiences as a young Iraqi woman living abroad. Tiba's videos resonated particularly with young viewers from conservative backgrounds, who saw in her a symbol of the freedom and independence they aspired to. Tiba's YouTube success was not without controversy, though. Her videos, which often featured her Syrian fiancé and portrayed a lifestyle that challenged traditional Iraqi norms, attracted criticism from conservative viewers. Some accused her of abandoning her cultural values, while others saw her as a corrupting influence on young women.
Happy birthday to you.
Yes, Cindy, and welcome in, Cindy. It's so good to see you. It is, and that's kind of why I wanted to reflect on it and look at it a little bit today. I mean, while we are in, we're in verdict watch, and it is for this type of situation. Maybe not necessarily the same type of incident, but the same type of situation that it's in the hands of the father. After this short video, I do have I did pull up the Yaser Said stuff, which I found quite interesting. I remember it, but I did not pay attention to the basis behind it all, so I didn't get the gravity of it when it happened. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Despite the success and happiness Tiba found in Turkey, her relationship with her family remained strained. Her father, in particular, strongly disapproved of her decision to live independently in a foreign country, away from his supervision, and bristled at her plans to marry her Syrian fiancé. Tiba's joyful social media posts, which captured cherished moments with her partner and the life they were building, only deepened the family rift. Unbeknownst to her followers, a storm was brewing in the background of Tiba's luminous online presence. In early 2023, as Tiba Al-Ali's life in Turkey flourished, an unexpected call from Iraq disrupted her newfound peace. It was her mother's voice, filled with longing and promises of reconciliation. Despite the years of estrangement and the painful memories that had driven her away, Tiba found herself torn. Her mother's pleas tugged at her heart, evoking memories of family and home that she had tried to leave behind. Tiba had actually already planned a trip to Iraq for later that year, harboring her own hopes of reconciliation with her family. Her mother's call seemed to confirm these hopes, strengthening Tiba's resolve to make the journey. So with that, Tiba decided to move her trip to Iraq forward. As Tiba prepared for her journey, she was cautiously optimistic. She looked forward to reconnecting with her mother and hoped that time might have softened her family's stance. Yet, a seed of apprehension lingered. The memories of past conflicts and the reasons she had left Iraq in the first place weighed heavily on her mind. To mitigate potential conflicts, Tiba devised a careful strategy. She made arrangements to meet her mother alone first at a close friend's house in Baghdad, deliberately avoiding her family home.
That was smart. That was very smart of her. I mean, you know, she was aware of her surroundings and everything. That was smart. That's good.
This neutral ground, she thought, would provide a safe space for an initial reunion, allowing mother and daughter to reconnect without the immediate pressure of the entire family's presence. She planned to use this meeting as a gauge, a way to assess the current family dynamics and her mother's state of mind. If this encounter went well, she intended to gradually reestablish contact with other family members, including her father. She hoped that by taking this step-by-step approach, she could navigate the complex terrain of family reconciliation while maintaining some control over the situation. On January 31st, 2023, Tiba arrived in Baghdad, her heart racing as she stepped off the plane onto Iraqi soil for the first time in years. A mix of nostalgia and anxiety washed over her as she made her way through the familiar yet changed city. She headed to her friend's house, expecting a private, emotional reunion with her mother. But as she stepped into the house, her world shattered. To her shock and dismay, she found not just her mother waiting, but her entire family gathered there. In that moment, Tiba realized she had walked into a carefully orchestrated trap. The promise of a loving reunion had been a ruse, a ploy to lure her back into the fold of a family that disapproved of her life in Turkey.
Oh my God.
The house that was supposed to be a neutral meeting ground had become the stage for a confrontation she had desperately tried to avoid. As Tiba stood frozen in the house, the atmosphere in the room quickly turned hostile. The family began berating her for her life choices and her decision to live in Turkey with a man. Despite her protests and attempts to explain herself, her words fell on deaf ears. They closed in around her, cutting off any possibility of escape, and then forcibly drugged her, leaving her defenseless and unable to resist. Once she was incapacitated, they bundled her into a car and drove her to the family home in Diwaniyah province, over 100 miles south of Baghdad. Throughout the journey, Tiba remained under the influence of the drugs, unable to call for help or escape. Upon arriving at the family home, a heated argument erupted between Tiba and her father. The confrontation, fueled by years of tension and cultural differences, escalated rapidly. Tiba desperately tried to defend her choices and her right to live as she wished, but her father remained unmoved. Exhausted and emotionally drained, Tiba eventually retreated to her old room, hoping for a moment of respite. However, the worst was yet to come. In the early hours of the morning, while Tiba slept, her father entered her room. Consumed by what he later described as a desire to cleanse the family's honor, he approached his sleeping daughter. In a horrifying act, he strangled his very own daughter to death. Tiba, who had dared to dream.
Strangled. That's the word she used. Strangled. So is that norm? I don't want to use the word normal for that culture. I have so many questions. I don't understand, and I want to understand, but maybe I just can't. I don't know. Strangled her.
Dream of a life beyond the confines of traditional expectations, had her life brutally cut short by the very person who should have protected her. The next morning, Tiba's father turned himself in to the local police. He confessed to the murder, attempting to justify his actions as a matter of family honor. He claimed that Tiba's independent lifestyle in Turkey and her plans to marry her fiancé had brought shame upon the family. The news of Tiba al-Ali's murder at the hands of her father sent shockwaves through Iraq and beyond. What began as a personal tragedy quickly evolved into a national reckoning, forcing Iraqis to confront the dark reality of so-called honor killings and the broader issue of violence against women in their society.
Taiba Ali's murder is just it's a horrific tragedy, and it must be investigated, and the perpetrator must be brought to justice. And you know, when I think about Taiba Ali's case, I wonder how many more Taiba Ali's there are going.
You know, I think maybe it's just that I don't agree is why I can't understand. You know, I really think that might be it. I really think it's just because I don't agree is why I can't understand it. It doesn't comprehend. It doesn't compute. It's just like, I don't.
Going to be, because without adequate protection placed for Iraqi women and girls, these are the risks that they're facing every single day.
Unfortunately, it was a very heartbreaking news for us, especially for Iraqi women. Although the honor killing is become common in Iraq, but the way or the case with Tiba was shocking for the youth, girl and boys in our society. Absolutely, it's not easy to talk about honor killing in Iraq, especially we've been trying for the last 10 years, as I was MP, trying hard to pass a law on domestic violence, and each time we were failed.
In the days following Tiba's death, protests erupted across Iraq. In Baghdad, demonstrators gathered outside the Supreme Judicial Council, holding signs that read, "Stop killing women," and "There's no honor in murder." The protesters, many of them young women like Tiba, demanded justice and called for legal reforms to protect women from domestic violence. Currently, Iraq lacks specific legislation criminalizing domestic violence.
Okay, so let's do that, Hannah. Let's just for fun right now, we're going to share this tab instead. I mean, we're on Verdict Watch. We're all just kind of hanging out. So I should Google, trying to think of the right words. Let me see. What did she say? Google honor, just Google honor killings. Okay. Y'all, my Google is reason. Okay, so it says, honor killings are a form of murder motivated by belief that the victim has brought shame or dishonor upon their family or community. The reason behind these killings are multifaceted and deeply rooted in various societal and cultural factors, including 1, patriarchal control and gender inequity, subordination of women. In many communities where honor killings occur, women are viewed as property and extensions of the family's honor, rather than individuals with their own rights and autonomy. Controlling female. Yeah, you did, Hannah. You did. Often feel responsible for safeguarding. Male relatives, fathers, brothers, and husbands often feel responsible for safeguarding the family's reputation, particularly regarding female chastity and sexual conduct. Violations of these norms, even perceived or rumored ones, can be perceived as tarnishing to the family's honor. I mean, perceived loss of control over female family members can threaten a male's sense of masculinity and respectability within the community, leading to violence and means as recount. Okay. But that doesn't give them the right, you know. I see what it means, but I would never agree with it, and it doesn't make it right. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. Yes, I did get that, Hannah, and that was one of the things I pulled up for today to look at while we're in our verdict watch while we're sitting here on this stuff.
A fact that activists argue leaves women vulnerable to abuse and murder. Social media platforms became a battleground of opinions, the very platform that had made Tiba a recognizable figure. While many expressed outrage and called for change, others defended the father's actions, highlighting the deep cultural divide in Iraqi society. The public outcry forced Iraqi authorities to address the issue. However, their response revealed the inadequacies of the country's legal system in protecting women. They referred to Iraq's penal code, particularly Article 409, which allows for lenient punishments for honor killings. This article states that if a man surprises his wife or female relative in an act of adultery and kills her, he may receive a maximum sentence of just 3 years in prison. A draft law on domestic violence has been stalled.
Wait, there? If they get caught there, maximum of 3 years. Is that what she just said? I'm sorry. I'm going to rewind that just a second because I need to understand what she's saying.
Particularly Article 409, which allows for lenient punishments for honor killings.
That's Shahira law.
This article states that if a man surprises his wife or female relative in an act of adultery and kills her, he may receive a maximum sentence of just 3 years in prison. A draft law on domestic violence has been stalled in Parliament since 2014, facing opposition from conservative politicians who argue that such a law would erode traditional family values. Other articles, like Article 41, enshrine a husband's right to punish his wife and parents' right to discipline their children within limits prescribed by law or custom. These vaguely worded provisions have often been invoked to justify domestic violence and shield abusers from accountability. Despite the brutality of the crime, many feared that her father would receive only a light sentence due to the existing laws.
Violence against women in Iraq has long been a cause for concern amongst campaigners. A Home Office report in 2021 highlighted the fact that Iraq lacks legislation to prevent and punish so-called honor killings, and the Iraqi Penal Code allows for lenient punishments on the grounds of provocation or if the accused had what it describes as honourable motives. The law doesn't explain what honourable motives are.
The current Iraqi Penal Code is very lenient when it comes to honor crimes, including, for example, murder. So this domestic violence law needs to make sure that domestic violence is criminalized, but it also needs to ensure that a reporting mechanism is put in place and that shelters are available for women.
As the public debate raged on, a new development added another layer to Tiba's tragic story. Voice recordings, allegedly between Tiba and her father from months before her death, surfaced on social media.
Oh, shit.
These recordings, verified by human rights activists, shed light on the long-standing family conflicts that led to Tiba's estrangement. In these heartbreaking audio clips, Tiba can be heard accusing her brother of sexually abusing her when she was younger. She claims that this abuse was a primary reason for her decision to stay in Turkey, rather than return to Iraq.
المفروض انت اكثر واحد ترضى لان تعرف انك شو مسوي فيها. لا هي سهله اخوي نام فوق سهله.
The allegations of past abuse within the family added a new dimension to the tragedy, highlighting the complex and often hidden dynamics of domestic violence. The revelation of these recordings intensified public outrage. Many saw Tiba not just as a victim of an honor killing, but as a survivor of long-term abuse who was ultimately silenced for seeking freedom and safety. In April 2023, just 3 months after Tiba's murder, her father was sentenced to 6 months in prison for her death. The lenient sentence further fueled public outrage and intensified calls for legal reform. Many saw the short sentence as a failure of the justice system, and a grim confirmation of their fears about the inadequacy of Iraq's laws in protecting women and punishing perpetrators of gender-based violence. The response to Tiba's death also revealed deep divisions within Iraqi society. While many expressed outrage and demanded justice, others defended the concept of honor killings or blamed Tiba for her fate. These conflicting reactions underscored the complex cultural and social dynamics at play in discussions of women's rights in Iraq. For many Iraqis, particularly young women, the sentence was not just a miscarriage of justice for Tiba, but a chilling message that the legal system would not protect them if they chose to live independently or challenge traditional norms.
Nobody she would allow them. That I would imagine you would have a lot of conversations about it. I mean, it's and okay, and then in my mind I'm like, okay, so the what was okay, if that's the norm over there and we think that's weird, or I think that is not a custom I would want to be a part of. What do they think about our customs? Do they think that because the way they were raised culturally and the way I was raised culturally, I think that's not right. So there's so many thoughts out there. My mind is just going 100 miles an hour. It's more common in African countries and Middle Eastern countries. So yeah, it's a lot. Let me check. I'm gonna check the clock real quick. We're at 18:35. They're still deliberating. They're back from their walk. I'm gonna back that up because I was talking over them. And this is Sarah and her sister. I was talking over them. Let me back it up. I'm sorry, guys. Because this is going to go into, he has done I'm sorry, I did not realize I let it go that far. This is when I wanted to, this is Yasir. I was looking at something else. So that's on me. Because this is one I wanted to watch on Yasir. That's why. Back it up, Sheila. All right, see? This is what, see? You think so? We're all hose, like a water hose. We're a water hose. We're here. I'm so glad y'all are here. Okay, so this is about Yaser Said and his two daughters. So I wanted to review this. I kind of watched a little bit of this in and out. That's why I've had to back it. I was a little confused. So, ouch. I hit my funny bone. That wasn't funny. So I'm going to play this one. And we are still in verdict watch. And they are at, what did I say? 18:35. So we're still waiting. I don't know. Maybe there's a little age and cultural. I don't know. I just thought came to my mind from my past.
On and in the backyard.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
Yeah, it's real creepy. And he did it all the time.
Then Yasir would make a discovery that cops say would prove fatal for Amina and Sarah.
Our belief is that this is what drove him to ultimately kill them.
Y'all, I'm getting nervous.
We have been informed that the jury has a verdict in this matter. Ms. Stone and Ms. Zoe are present on behalf of the state. Mr. Kading is present with Mr. Ali and representing Mr. Ali, and Mr. Leary is present with Mrs. Ali and representing Mrs. Ali. I was told that in addition to Court TV, that there is a representative from Como TV who is present and who has requested or is intending to use the feed from Court TV. The representative has previously been in court and approached the court, and the court has previously advised the representative of the requirements and prohibitions related to what can be recorded from this proceeding, and specifically as it relates to not using the names of minors or showing the faces of the minors or the alleged victim in this matter, and that remains. And do you understand that? Yes. Thank you. Ms. Stone, any issues before we bring the jury in?
Not from the state, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Kading?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Leary? All right, please bring in the jury.
We will go back to Yaser afterwards. Why am I holding my breath? Breathe.
Please be seated.
Oh, guys.
Juror number 11, are you the presiding juror? Yes, Your Honor. Could you please provide the materials that you have to the bailiff?
I know, right? It better be.
I need to first verify that the verdict forms are in the proper format, so that's going to take a moment.
Okay, we're up to live now. I had to pause it for a couple seconds while I played my little thingy.
The forms are the verdict forms are filled out correctly, and I will now publish them. We, the jury, find the defendant Ihsan Ali not guilty of the crime of attempted murder in the second degree as charged in count 1. We, the jury, having found the defendant not guilty of
Denise, get the hell
crime
up
of
here.
assault in the first degree as charged, or being unable to unanimously agree
What?
as to that charge.
Denise, get the hell up here. That's their feed. It's a pause on their end. What the hell? Look, your mouth is as
Ali
open as
and
mine
Fatima
is.
Ali, members of the same family or household. Yes. We, the jury, find the defendant Ihsan Ali guilty of the crime of unlawful imprisonment as charged in count 3.
Okay.
We, the jury, answer the question submitted by the court as follows. Were Ihsan Ali and Fatima Ali members of the same family or household? Answer, yes. We, the jury, find the defendant Ihsan Ali guilty of the crime of assault in the fourth degree as charged in count 4. We, the jury, find the defendant Zahra Ali not guilty of the crime of attempted murder in the second degree as charged in count.
I didn't hear number 2. And they found her not guilty on everything except for the violation of a court order because of her entering the building.
The forms are in the The verdict forms are filled out correctly, and I will now publish them.
I have thoughts.
We, the jury, find the defendant Ihsan Ali not guilty of the crime of attempted murder in the second degree as charged in count 1.
Oh, did you hear? I heard somebody do a gasp back there.
It's my wife.
Oh, I thought that was on the street.
We, the jury, having found the defendant not guilty of the crime of assault in the first degree as charged, or being unable to unanimously agree as to that charge.
Do that again.
That's where it pops out. That's where it did that the last time. Let me see. The court not stopped. Not guilty. Number 2,
Of the crime of assault in the first degree as charged, or being unable to unanimously agree as to that charge.
Let me rewind it a little further because
We, the jury, having found the defendant not guilty of the crime of assault in the first degree as charged, or being unable to unanimously agree as to that charge.
I agree.
So they're hung on that one?
On that one, because then it pops back up.
Ali and Fatima Ali, members of the same family or household. Answer, yes. We, the jury, find the defendant Ihsan Ali guilty of the crime of unlawful imprisonment as charged in count 3.
Okay, so then the 2.
We, the jury, answer the question submitted by the court as
number 2 must have been the assault
in the first degree.
In the first degree.
Right. And they said either not guilty or unable to agree. Unanimously agree. So I think they were hung on assault in the first degree.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Okay. Guilty of unlawful imprisonment.
Uh-huh. And then the next one was guilty.
follows were Ihsan
assault.
Ali and Fatima Ali members of the same family or household. Answer, yes.
Okay.
We, the jury, find the defendant Ihsan Ali guilty of the crime of assault in the fourth degree as charged in count 4.
Fourth degree. That's what it was. Fourth degree.
We, the jury, find the defendant Zahra Ali not guilty of the crime of attempted murder in the second degree as charged in count 1. We, the jury, find the defendant Zahra Ali not guilty of the crime of assault in the second degree as charged in count 2. We, the jury, find the defendant Zahra Ali not guilty of the crime of unlawful imprisonment as charged in count 3.
No.
We, the jury, find the defendant Zahra Ali not guilty of the crime of burglary in the second degree as charged in count 4.
Oh, she needs to be crying. She just
We,
got
the
off
jury,
waiting.
find the defendant Zahra Ali guilty of the crime of violation of a court order as charged in count 5.
Oh.
And I am not here the week of.
Oh, I don't even know what to say. Right? Run.
Okay. Wait. I have words.
Give me your words.
I have words.
And you don't have to be clean. Give me your words. We're plenty of hours in. Give me your words, girl, because I got mine.
He got off the way he did because the jury was not allowed to know the whole honor killing thing.
Exactly. They were not allowed that. There was something else. They weren't allowed any about the honor killing, and there was something else. What was the other thing they were not allowed? There was something else that was so important that they were not allowed. Oh, about the marriage, about the arranged marriage that he had discussed over there. That was the other thing. They weren't allowed to talk about that. And I think had they been able to discuss that, it may have been a little different.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I am curious. Yes, you came upstairs for this. Oh my God. She was downstairs in her little cave, and I sent her a text and said, "We have a verdict." And she,
and it's a shit show.
And then I told her to come up because we were going live. And so now she's like, I came up for this. Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I'm disappointed.
I want to know what the potential sentence is for assault in the 4th degree. Yeah.
And unlawful imprisonment.
Right. Unlawful imprisonment. Is that his daughter? Because he held her beyond her control.
And this is Washington.
It's unlawful. Same thing. It's Washington State. The look on her face when I said Washington State. Did you hear her? She was like, oh, fuck. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to look it up. I'm seeing what the sentence is for assault in 4th degree. If I can pull it up.
I'm trying to get
assault in the 4th degree in Washington State is categorized as a gross misdemeanor. This is the least severe form of assault under Washington law. Potential penalties. Yeah, here, let me just share it.
Just probation, I'm sure, huh?
Jail time up to 364 days in a county jail, fines up to $5,000. Probation possible with conditions such as restrictions on travel, association, potentially mandatory check-ins with probation. Community service required with number of hours deemed by court. Treatment programs, no contact orders, loss of gun rights.
Thank God, no contact orders.
Yeah, no contact orders. So that'll be good. So that's not a lot.
Well,
and
she's an adult now.
He's been in jail this whole time. So,
but and that's been over a year, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has been. It's been.
Go back to the court because we need to finish watching and see when they're doing sentencing.
Yeah, see when they're doing the sentencing. Yeah, you're right. All right.
Okay, I'm going back.
Okay.
11th. So
there
I think
I made her come to the
hopefully
camera.
we can arrange it sometime during the week of August 18th for the sentencing. But I will need court administration to work on the issues. What I would like to do is set a day, and then if we are unable to arrange for interpreters on that day, it could be reset.
He wouldn't be able to while he's on probation. So depending on if they go give him probation and for how long. Right, Cindy? How about let's not do this again? Everybody's got their opinions, Hawkeyes. Support them. I mean, they'll be convicted of a crime, and I can't arrange marriages. Hannah says, so you can't arrange any more marriages. If they leave, maybe Fatima will have some peace. Send them home, allow the daughter to stay here. All good ideas.
So that the parties know.
Do that, can't she? Yeah, I mean, no contact with the other children, but but if she gets to go home, I mean, her other kids just come home to her? Let's just say, oops, it's all okay now. And what about Fatima? You think there's no contact order with all the kids? Okay. Yeah, but are they going to try and get that drop since she wasn't convicted of any of those? You know what I'm saying? They'll vacate those.
Looking at the prison sentence, the state's position remains the same. All right.
At this time, I'm not going to change Mr. Ali's conditions of release, except that now that he has been convicted of those 2 charges, I would revoke bail, which was previously imposed, and hold him pending the sentencing in this matter for August 18th at 9 a.m.
And Your Honor, I would ask the court to lift the condition of no contact with his wife in this case.
Right. Any issue, Ms. Stone, on that? No, Your Honor. All right. I would remove that. Thank you. I have also signed the order that changes the conditions of release. Thank you.
At least I haven't heard her dismiss the jury yet.
Yes.
We go over the order establishing conditions.
And that was reviewed with Mr. Ali with the interpreter?
Yes, it was.
I never heard her dismiss the jury, so she does. And yes, he does have family in the United States.
All right, I have signed those orders. All right. Mr. Kading and Mr. Leary, if the jury is willing to talk with the lawyers, would you like to speak with them?
Yes, Your Honor.
In there, y'all.
I don't know.
Get one last one in
We
there.
would sometimes catch them on the way out, and I think in this case it might be a good idea if they allow us back there. Because, nope. Okay.
I can't allow you back there, but I would bring them into the courtroom,
Oh,
and there'd be no one else in the courtroom, and the media would be all turned off in here.
All right, that was my question. Yeah.
Certainly.
Sorry, Your Honor.
No, and
So the
it
jury's
still
not in
stands,
there,
my
and
order
he
that
wants to
the
talk to
jury
the
cannot be photographed or recorded in any fashion. And we will not be in session, and so there could be no recording in the courtroom.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
But the jury was made up. The jury was made up of 9 men and 3 women. I wonder if that had any influence.
No, because it's just not ordered anymore. It was previously ordered. But good question. All right. Court will be in recess. Thank you.
All rise. Court's in recess.
Look, she's so happy over there. Yeah. Let's hope she stays there and stays away. And he wants out because he wants to go to his 3 jobs. Okay, sir. I don't even know what to think about that. Okay. Well, I'm going to finish out today. Yeah, I hope she's safe too. That's a lot. That's it. Yeah. I don't even know what to say. I'm going to finish out. I'm going to finish watching this one video about how they found Yasir, and then I want to play the interview with a killer is what it is. It was about, and it's actually Yaser Said talking in prison in an interview. So thank you for being here, Hawkeyes. Appreciate you. You have a good rest of your evening. Y'all, I'm over here watching this shit. Not even. Let me back it up just a couple seconds because I'm over here watching it, thinking y'all are watching it with me. All right, go grab your lunch.
Were shown clothing his girls were wearing when they were killed. Forensics experts testified about their gunshot wounds. 18-year-old Amina Said was shot twice.
The cause of death is multiple gunshot wounds.
And what is the manner of death?
Homicide.
17-year-old Sarah Said 9 times. One medical examiner testified about which shots likely killed Sarah.
Clearly, it's the ones involving the right lung, the liver, and the left kidney.
What is her cause of death in your opinion?
Well, multiple gunshot wounds.
And the manner of death?
Homicide.
Jurors were sent home for the weekend. Testimony could wrap up as soon as Monday.
Okay. So, let me pause that because that's not what we're going to watch. We're going to go over here. So this is in, it was 8 months ago. November 16th, 2024 is when this aired. This is Honor Killings, Interview with a Killer. And this is Yaser, use your tongue, Sheila. Yaser Said. This is his interview with the jailhouse to give, I guess, his side of the story a little bit in depth. So, yeah, I just figured we'd hear this and see what's going on.
Later wrote, you and
Okay, here we go.
My case is being used to achieve cheap political points.
cheap political points.
Yes.
You say the FBI knows that you are innocent?
They know that.
You make it sound like you're the victim here.
Exactly.
Behind every
What?
murder, there's a mind that
He says he's
conceived
the
it.
victim?
Amina later wrote, you intended to sell them to the highest bidder.
Okay.
What do you think about
Very
that?
funny.
Did you kill your daughters to shut them up?
Oh, this is not true. This is just accusation.
The mind belongs to Yaser Said, their father.
It's called an honor killing.
Honor killing.
Honor killings.
Oh my God, I just realized I'm recording.
Nicely.
Said is now on the FBI's 10 most wanted list.
We have no indications where he may be or where he has gone to.
Now, after finally being captured and convicted, Yaser Said is ready to talk for the first time about the so-called honor-killing murders. Let's talk about the night of the murders. Tell me, Mr. Said, in your own words, and in as much detail as you can, what happened that night?
Oh, he does look evil. He does look evil.
It's easy to get lost in Texas. You can disappear among the crisscrossing interstates and the vast empty landscapes.
True.
I'm on my way to confront a man who did just that. For years, Yaser Said was one of America's most wanted, a fugitive hiding somewhere between the Texas tumbleweed. But before he vanished, this father of three did something I couldn't fathom.
Mostly mine.
Hell, look at that whole computer. Do you remember when we had computers like that? I have to stop and talk for fair use. So that's, it was just something that I thought, let me talk about this. Remember these antique computers? And the plug-in-the-wall telephones? Oh my goodness. But the luxuries. Yeah, AOL too. AOL. Yes, Maria's got it. AOL. You have mail.
Or at least Sarah's. Oh, here's Sarah.
Justice would be long delayed by their father's conniving. News outlets across the country covered the missing Said.
To this point, we have no indications where he may be or where he has gone to.
Said is now on the FBI's 10 most wanted list, but despite thousands of tips and a $100,000 reward, he is still out there.
For 12 years, Said evaded capture, and the case languished. Finally, the FBI found him hiding in plain sight, just 30 miles from where the murders took place. He was arrested in 2020 and later convicted of murder.
He didn't go far. He came back and was in the States. He was 30 miles from where the happened. What?
I'm driving east from San Antonio. At the end of this lonely highway is the man responsible for Amina and Sarah's horrific deaths. Yaser Said has agreed to be interviewed here for the first time.
Right.
And after hiding quietly as a fugitive for more than a decade, today he says he's going to talk. And I'm going to get inside the mind of a murderer.
So he'd been there for 12 years already.
The heinous, horrific nature of some crimes. Those are difficult things for people to understand. Abducting,
Yes, Cindy,
torturing,
San Antonio.
and murdering a child. How could someone do that? I spent well over 2,000 hours conducting face-to-face examinations of violent criminal offenders, particularly murderers. It's important for people to understand how these individuals think, how they process information, what their emotional reactions are, or what their lack of emotional reactions are.
He was a big man. He's a very large, I didn't notice that before. Look at him just standing up next to that other
Lack
guy.
of emotional reactions
He's
are.
a large man. I would be scared shitless.
Good morning, Mrs. Said. Good morning. You've agreed to sit with me for an hour, right? And truthfully answer my questions.
Okay.
You've agreed to that, right?
If I can, of course, yes.
And so why are you talking to me today?
Today, I want my voice be heard. The FBI knows that. My case is being used to achieve cheap political points.
Cheap political points?
Yes.
You say the FBI knows that you are innocent?
They know that, and I will tell you why.
Let me ask you this. In your letters to the judge, right, you write, in my case...
I'm going to pause it and I'm going to read the whole... Look, I'm up here reaching for glasses on top of my head that aren't even there, y'all. See, this is how I'm invested in this shit. I want to read what his whole letter says, just because I'm nosy like that. So here we go. It says, Your Honor, I want you to know, as well as I do, what this accusation is really about is about some people they thought themselves above law in NSA. My accusation was gift from the sky to achieve their political agenda, using money, influence, and political pressure to change laws in small countries like Emirates. In any case, you could smell strongly conspiracy in the atmosphere. Yuck, am I not reading this right? To achieve their political agenda, they spend a lot of money. I'm not talking about $100,000 reward for reporting someone over violence accusations, which never happened before. I'm talking about millions of dollars. So that's what this is all about. Conspiracy. With my full respect, Yaser Abdel Said, Wednesday, February 3rd, 2022. In my case. Okay, see, y'all, I'm trying to read this thing. It's hard to read this handwriting. Okay. In my case, you're right. In my case, you could smell strongly conspiracy. Okay.
You could smell conspiracy in the atmosphere.
Yes.
So that's what this is about. Conspiracy.
Of course.
After all these years, do you still deny your guilt, sir?
Irving 911, what is your emergency?
I'm going to try and get inside the mind of a man who murdered his own daughters, a crime he still denies. But first, I just need to get him talking. Mr. Said, but before we get into the case, we'd like to learn a little bit more about you. You come from Egypt, right?
Yes, yes.
And you married into a rather poor white American Christian family.
Yes. Tesi, we call her Tesi.
You were 30 years old, right?
Almost 29, yeah.
29. And she
Okay,
was
Cindy.
a minor, right?
She was 15 or 16. She was 16.
In fact, Tissy, or Patricia Said, was only 15, below the legal age of consent in Texas. That is a very big age difference.
Here, yes.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Right? In your
Stop. He said, here, yes. The interviewer said, that's a very big age difference. And Mr. Said said, here, yes.
culture, is that quite common?
That's common over there. Yeah.
Not common.
Yeah.
Shortly after you're married, you have these two beautiful daughters. What do you remember about them?
They like
Amina and Sarah told people, including their mother, that you threatened Amina with a gun, you threatened to kill her. She told the teacher she was going to run away because her father would kill her.
Another runaway. See? Another runaway. Another one that is here in the United States and knows morally that it is not right to do this. And so the teen chooses to run away. That's, I would have done the same. I mean, in that situation, I would have done the same. And you know what? Do y'all think Mr. Ali will do an after interview and tell us his side? Maybe later? Ooh, wouldn't that be interesting? I don't know if I want to hear from him, though. I'm not sure. I don't even like hearing from this guy. But it's really putting into perspective what possibly could be in Mr. Ali's mind for me.
You found her, right? They left the home.
No, I didn't do any threats to my family.
Well, then why would they lie about that? Should we not believe their own words?
This was December the 21st of 2007, correct?
That is correct.
It turns out Amina and Sarah had confided in a teacher about their father's violent threats and their plan to escape.
Hey, Miss Hopkins, it's Amina. Sarah and I were talking, and we're having a lot of issues at home. We both decided that you're the only person that we can 100% trust. God, I am so scared right now. It's crazy. My dad began checking phone records, and he took my sister in the room and specifically threatened to, quote, hurt her very badly, close quote, if she didn't tell us what was going on. And in the body of this email were these things that Sarah and Amina had talked to you before.
Yes.
They ran away in fear for their lives of what you would do to them. You don't deny that, right? They did leave the home and run away.
First, this day, it was, to me, normal day. I'm going to work, and suddenly the phone battery is go down. And I decide to go home to fix it. I got spare. And I find my son sitting in the driveway. He said, Tesi, she takes the girls and I don't know where they go.
They ran away because they were afraid.
So when she left him, she only took the girls and left the boy behind? That's very telling right there. That's
according to
that's what I don't know yet. They are running away. I don't know yet because there is no fighting, no problem, no nothing.
In fact, after years of abuse and recent threats from their father, Amina and Sarah, along with their mother Patricia, she wouldn't be joining them.
Told their mother.
Tell me, Mr. Said, in your own words, and in as much detail as you can, what happened that night?
I was going to talk to them. And their car was following me.
And
we have an excuse
became
story.
Alarmed that you thought you were being followed.
Yes.
Right? And then what happened next?
I stopped in an area where everyone can see us. The Dart bus station. I left.
You left the car?
I left. I was mad and I left.
You left. You did. He's trying to say he left and he left the girls in the car. Get out.
Myself and left.
You were mad or you were afraid?
Get out.
Boss, and you need to know who's follows this car. They said, oh, later on in the court, I find out the father of the boy, one of the boyfriend, it was one of this car, because I say two cars, they say one car, but I guess.
Said claims it was out of fear of unknown assailants that he abandoned his car and daughters and fled the scene before they were murdered. But none of that adds up. You had never reported any threats against you. You never called the police or asked for help. Why did you think you were in danger?
They want to get rid of me, not the girls.
Who? Who wanted to get rid of you?
The ones they follow me.
Who would be following you and trying to get rid of you?
This man has horrible excuses.
That's what FBI want to know.
That's what the FBI
what this
wants.
car was following me.
He is
These two
absolutely a
cars.
liar. He's trying to say that somebody was following him because he was there and they're going to go in there and they're going to shoot on the girls instead of him. If he was the subject of their, they're following him. Please,
Why they was follow me and what they see? And where is the man who was follow me? Where he go? This is not important questions. I smell the
enjoy your
conspiracy.
supper.
Conspiracy is very strong.
The smell of conspiracy. Said has offered this explanation before. At his trial, he surprisingly took the stand with the help of a translator and suggested a conspiracy had implicated him in the crime.
There was a secret agenda, and then all the media was steered in a certain direction and fueled against me, that I will not get a fair trial.
Prosecutors say there was no conspiracy against Said the night of the murders, only a coincidence that he later seized upon to point the blame elsewhere. Amina's boyfriend testified that he and his father happened to see her in the taxi and briefly followed before driving away without intervening. But Said still claims an international conspiracy framed him for the crime.
How when I get arrested, they launch this law right away in United Arab Emirates.
You're saying that your case is a conspiracy to change the laws in the Emirates?
Yes.
That's absurd.
call him out. Thank you. This guy's spot on. I like this interviewer guy. That's absurd. Thank you. Just tell him straight up.
Phone records from the night of the shootings leave no doubt about Said's bizarre alibi. Said answered a call from the girl's mother at exactly 7:29, still with the car and his daughters. He made no mention of any threat or cars following him. You were in the car at 7:29. You took that phone call.
I guess, yeah.
Have to be honest, Lois, they actually kind of give me a little PTSD looking at them. It causes me a little bit of anxiety in my chest and shit. Yeah. Back that up 5 seconds because I didn't hear what he said because all I just hit me.
At 7:29, you took that phone call.
I guess, yeah.
Right. And then 4 minutes later, just 4 minutes later, your brave daughter, Sarah, uses her last breath to call 911. 4 minutes later. So this elaborate conspiracy you talk about would have had to happen between 7:29 and 7:33.
I'm not sure about the time.
You had a gun, a firearm in the car?
No, I was not have the gun in the car. I wish I have it.
But your testimony in court, you acknowledged leaving the gun in the car.
So, what did you do with your gun? Anything. Because it's a dangerous area where I'm going to work at night, I would take my gun with me and place it between the seat and the cubby. But not every day.
You left the gun in the car, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Why would you leave your gun behind?
At this time, you didn't think about guns. You think about to run for your life.
You were running for your life?
Yes.
And you didn't think to keep your gun to protect yourself? There are so many contradictions in your story. That's why I'm asking you. You sensed danger.
I like this
but
guy.
you left your girls to face it on their own.
I never thought it would go that far.
You never thought they would go that far?
Shooting, I thought I am the one they target me, not the girls.
But how would you know? If you didn't know who was after you, you didn't know why,
then
you thought there was a threat, but you left your girls to face it themselves? What father would leave his girls behind to face danger on their own?
Well, this was a mistake. I said I'm not supposed to stop to begin with.
And he wants to do honor killings. Okay. How honorable is that you leave your child behind if that was a fact? Which we know it's not, but incidents. July something. Oh my goodness. What'd you say? Yeah. I mean, come on. You paused me too. I want to know. I want to know it. Okay.
Being used by the U.S. government to pressure the United Arab Emirates to change its laws on sex, alcohol, and honor killings. The case was called the Honor Killing Murders.
So he thinks that we want to change their laws. Okay. Is that what I got out of that? We want to change their laws.
In the media, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Why is it?
What do you think about the practice of honor killings? Is that condoned in your culture?
I tell you this. I'm telling you. If you want to know, I'm telling you. Over there, I'm telling you about how they think, how their mind over there. They have closed mind in this issue. But for me, because I live in America more than 4 decades,
4 years.
Think different than these people. But if you want to know, yes, over there, this is issue.
Wow.
So an honor killing is essentially if you do anything to dishonor the family. So basically anything that brings shame to the family, especially as a woman or as a young girl. In order to restore the honor back to the family, basically have to kill you. It's your life for the honor.
The victims tend to be individuals who are defiant and unwilling to follow the commands of the father figure or the adult male who expects the child to marry someone that has been chosen by the father.
Again, did you kill your daughters to shut them up from making these accusations?
All this is not true. This is just accusation. Why in a serious case like this?
These are her words,
what
sir.
You bring accusation.
These are Amina's words.
She said. He said.
We're talking about your daughter, Amina.
Huh?
These are her words.
No. I didn't believe that's even her word.
You don't believe
I didn't believe it. No, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't believe this paper. I don't know.
You still say this is a political conspiracy. Even with all this evidence, let me ask you this, Mr. Said, because your story defies logic and common sense. And frankly, all belief. I'm not even sure you believe it. But your family certainly doesn't seem to believe it. The jury didn't believe it. It's impossible to imagine that these crimes are the result of an elaborate conspiracy when, in fact, your daughters had been threatened, they say, by you, and were found dead in your taxi cab, last seen with you. Does that make sense to you?
Listen, I guess I say everything to you. I answer every question. I know the FBI didn't do their job. The Irving police, they hide something. The media was not honest in this case, especially in this case, to achieve political point over this. That's all what I can say to you. I'm sorry.
For 12 years, you stayed hidden. Is that the action of an innocent man? You never turned yourself in. How were you able to do that?
This interviewer is good, guys.
Immediately after the murders, you disappear for 12 years. You didn't even go to the funerals to mourn them.
Go to funeral.
Yes.
I
What?
I will not get fair trial. That's why.
But you disappeared even before there were media reports.
How you want me to go to the funeral?
What innocent man would not go to mourn their daughters at their funerals?
Most of the people advise me not to go to the funeral.
Who told
now.
you not to go to the funeral?
Huh?
Who told you not to go to the
Everybody.
Everybody? What do you mean, your family?
But why would they tell him that unless he was guilty of something?
Community.
How were you able to stay hidden for so long?
When people around you, when your community know you're not a criminal, you get help from the community.
I'm sorry. Your community? So others, my words are not coming out. Other people that are in the same culture that think this is okay? Is that who protects you? Is there culture group? I have questions. Is there culture groups out there that would protect somebody like this out there? Just like a regular gang would. Oh, y'all, this is case one, right? Oh my. Oh.
You mean your family?
No, the community too, by itself.
Oh, no. The Muslim people in your community tell us that you didn't attend mosque. They didn't really know you. You didn't even attend the mosque service for your daughter.
Pissed.
So I highly doubt that the mosque helped you. For years, the FBI scanned the globe looking for Said. But filmmaker Nina Najad had a hunch. Could Said be hiding in plain sight, right there in Texas?
Went to another brother's house, talked to the daughter.
So I'm going to leave it there. And if anybody wants to go watch it, it is on Amazon. Because we do know that he is caught. They're both caught. They're serving time. And that's a lot. That's a lot. So we got a verdict today, though, guys. We got a verdict today. It was not what I thought it would be. And I'm sure a lot of you didn't think that that's what the verdict was going to be either. That was quite shocking. For guilty on assault in the 4th degree and guilty on unlawful I'm sorry. The dog. I heard Lola out my ear. I got sidetracked. And the mom was guilty of violating a court order, and it looks like she might get to go home. So that's going to be interesting. So with that, it's the weekend because y'all know I don't do Fridays usually. I may do a pop-up stream. I don't know. I kind of have to wait and see how I feel tomorrow. I had my little infusion this morning, so I was at the hospital this morning. But I'm going to close out and I'm going to go rest and relax. Yeah, it's been a long day. So y'all have a great rest of your weekend. And I may do a pop-up over the weekend. We'll see. Depends on what's going on in my house. So if nothing else, I will see all y'all Monday, 3 o'clock, my usual time. Till then, peace. Rubber out. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend.
Life's a ride on a rickety old track.